What are your expectations for Wilson's future in Seattle, AJ?
I actually don't think he's going to stick around. By all reports, he's looking at trade options and seeing what's out there and wants to explore other opportunities on where he could be competitive. So, and I think it's telling. Look, we talked about Rodgers and all the turmoil there and all this back and forth, and he's minus 500 compared to Wilson just being minus 250. So clearly there's some indication that he might not be there. In terms of where I go on this bet, look, they don't have a first-round pick. Obviously, they would get one if they traded Russell Wilson. But because of that, I'm not looking at any rookie option here. They're not going to draft a guy in the second round that's going to start day one. This is actually a spot where I like Carson Wentz at plus 1,000 or even Jimmy G at plus 2,000. I think those are both names that would make sense to end up there. A guy like, if Aaron Rodgers were to hit the market, I don't think he's looking at Seattle. It's the reason Wilson's looking to get out. So having somebody else who maybe wants to come in, earn an opportunity to be a starter on a team, kind of revamp the image a little bit. I think Wentz and Jimmy G both make sense there. And that's why I like their odds in this bet on the DK Sportsbook.
Geoff, whose odds do you like here to take Seattle's first snap at quarterback?
AJ made a really good point about the differing odds we're getting with Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is half, of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, this is a completely different situation too. This isn't Russell Wilson necessarily having all the power. The team has a say here, and maybe the team just says enough is enough. Like, we're going to cut ties with you. You're clearly not happy, or they just get an offer like of 4 first-round picks and like, you know what, we need to just do this. Excuse me. Now, okay. Everything we've heard from the team thus far has suggested that, like, they're not really ready to do that. But things can flip so quick in the NFL, and we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes here. I think Russell Wilson is interested in leaving the Seattle Seahawks. And I think that, this is the second offseason in a row we've heard this. So I'm more interested in taking shots down the line here. I think a guy like Marcus Mariota, plus 1,400. I think if Russell Wilson does leave, again, it's going to become much like a Pittsburgh situation. Seattle will look to fill that hole with a veteran guy. I think Pete Carroll wants to run a defensive run-first offense anyways. Tyrod Taylor, Marcus Mariota, those would be the 2 names I'd be looking for in Seattle. I think they'll bring some of the same mobility as Wilson, and Carroll will just try and build the run game around them.
Damn, Mariota hasn't made a single start in the NFL since October of 2019.
That's a long time.
Yes.
He's looked pretty good, though, when he stepped in, right? I mean, he's had a couple good starts. A guy who, I'm actually surprised Marcus Mariota didn't get a shot at starting last year. I thought really a team like Washington would take him on, but he signed that juicy backup deal with the Raiders. Who can forgive him for that?